Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. I am Atanas, as always. With me is Christina, and this is Pitch to Pitch.
Only the 8th episode of the season 1. Welcome again, and it's a pleasure for us to be here by searching for the next unicorn of Bulgaria. Nasko, what will happen today, actually?
Absolutely no idea, but we will see. So I think it's time to say something very unusual we do this time. It's a new thing, a new feature. So you can grab your phones and go to menti.com. And of course, hi to all of you on LinkedIn, YouTube, and every other app they're watching live. Hello.
And vote. Write about to us who is your favorite startup of the night. Otherwise, I think
Let me just tell them the code, by the way. You can go to menti.com and use the code 83780017. This is the code. So you can be the judge right now. Yeah. It's very special night because you can be the judge. Don't use any other codes because you go and something, you will decide the future of somebody else, not our startup. So I think that's it.
Okay, from my side, to only today, 5 startups in 1 minute will pitch themselves in front of the 5 jury members, investors, and famous entrepreneurs. So stay with us for more.
Yeah, and now the judges are Victor Manes from Impactus Capital.
Woo! Michael Goran, Israeli angel investor. A big applause.
Yavor Gochev, Innovation Capital.
Stoyan Nedim from Vitusha Venture Partners.
And of course, our friend Thomas Tsanev, former vice president at Citibank, angel investor focused on product startups looking to penetrate US market, is right now on Zoom, by the way. Applause.
Say hi to Thomas. And of course, our lovely host and organizer of this amazing event, Emil Shekirjitsky. Big applause.
Welcome back.
And for amazing team of premium co-working space, which are actually providing this perfect stage to our unicorns.
Yeah, without lube, of course. And now it's time for the first
I think
one.
we can start with the interesting part. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, so
the first one, come here.
So the first startup is Yuri van der Sweets from B2B Salesforce.com. Please welcome on the stage and big applause for him.
Yeah.
All right, welcome everybody. So let the minute not start yet. Wonderful, and I'll be the first. But isn't life not only productivity and success, but mostly about inspiration? I've been training now 19,000 salespeople for the past 17 years for more than 300 companies, from Cisco, Google, HP, and during the pandemic, they worked their asses off at home. Productivity was high because everybody was working like crazy, but the inspiration was gone. Motivation was gone. Why? Because most B2B salespeople, sales professionals, they're extroverts like me. We love people. We love you, and talk to everybody around the world. But most sit at home. It's boring, or you got your kids or your wife. You work remotely at home. You want to talk to your manager all day long or your colleagues. So you sit there by yourself. It's boring. So I created Sales Hookup only 6 months ago. Now more than 800 members where unique connections are made. Peer-to-peer random networking. You may have heard of Lunch Club. It's something similar. And so much stuff is already happening today that the next step, not only random matchmaking, hassle-free, but also to connect to sales gurus, because you need that little insight, because you want to close that deal. You don't want to talk to your manager again. Okay, that's a Bulgarian minute, and then they are on time. Thank you.
Okay, I'll use my only one question, right? Just one question. What's the business model?
The business model is that right now you're randomly matched to anybody in the world. But some people want to meet others from SaaS or a different sector, different levels, sales managers with sales manager, directors with directors. Then you pay a small fee monthly. And if you want to speak to an expert, it will cost you $100, and I'll take a commission for 20%. And then you can talk to a deal maker, a storyteller, lead generation. How do I do LinkedIn messaging? How do I deal with RFPs? In my network, I already know so many sales experts that are on the highest level, and they'll also bring their community along. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
The challenge you raise is really, really a real challenge. The question, again, maybe building on top of this, who's your customer? The companies or the actual salesperson himself? Who's going to pay?
Yofi, great question. Now, it starts with the sales professionals themselves. However, I already have 2 requests from large companies. They love the idea. It's not out yet. It will be in May, depending on how fast they develop, because they want to do it internally. Thousands of people, they don't know each other, they rarely meet, so they want to use it in company or even specific events. So they already have 2 requests, so that is obviously where the bigger money will be coming from, because that's a different kind of value. Thank you. Toda.
Another question is, how many people are the founders? I mean, how many people working in the company right now?
So I just moved to Bulgaria. I have a team in Valencia that I'm slowly bringing to Bulgaria. So there are 2 people. One is a marketing manager. The other one is a content writer and community manager. So that's the current team. I have an outsourced IT development team, and I am looking to raise 200,000 to build an in-house IT team to ramp it up and also to speed up the marketing. I hope that answers your question. But we got another one. We got 4. Thank you.
So when you connect the 2 parties, do you charge a one-time fee, or and do you charge on the transaction that's going to happen with them? How exactly is the long-term business model developing?
So it's free. The first, because it's a very low entry. You want to make the community as big as possible. LinkedIn doesn't do anything. You have to chase people to get meaningful connections. So this is free to get hundreds of thousands of people like Lunch Club, so they have meaningful connections peer-to-peer. That's free. However, if you feel that you want to have influence who you will meet, because you want to meet a sales director, or you want somebody from the FMCG market, then you will pay a monthly subscription of $5 or $10. Now, if you want to meet because you got this big RFP or big presentation, or you need to pitch in front of all these lovely people and you're scared, and you want to speak to a pitch expert, then you're connected to a guru or an expert, and that will cost you some money. I hope that answers your
Thank
question.
you. Yes, it does.
Thank you. Question from the audience, maybe?
Thank you.
No?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Get out. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Don't forget to go to menti.com and use the code 837-80017. And of course, I'd like to make a quick announcement to the jury and to all of the presenters going on the stage. Please don't hold your mic near to your mouth, because it's kind of weird to look around my team pressing all the buttons right there. Thank you so much. And the next startup for tonight is Javor Christoph. Brick 3D brings down the financial barrier to creativity when it comes to building blocks, like a famous brand of brick creating blocks. Ready, guys? Just a quick timer check.
All right, cool. So let's imagine you have a son called Ivancho, and you just bought Ivancho a fancy Lego set for $50 in Bulgaria if you're lucky to get it that cheap. But of course, Ivancho is a little kid, he loses a piece of the blocks, and you got three options. One, buy a whole new set for $50. Two, if you know the gray market exists, which not a lot of people do, buy a piece for a higher markup for that one single piece he lost. Or the third part, deal with it, Ivancho doesn't have his set anymore. The other option, what you have with those parts in your hands, is if you own a 3D printer, you've bought the set once, you've paid for it. You have those models to print at any given time. If you lose a piece, no problem. Print a new one in 5 minutes, he has his set again. Ivancho has his car in blue, but he wants it in red because red is faster. Put a new spool with red plastic, he has a new car in red. Easy as that. Now, a lot of people will think, what about piracy? You have the models at any given point, you can print them again. How are you going to stop piracy? Very simple. We believe in a proven approach that has been proven in the genre of video games already, where if you focus on quality instead of taking money away to prevent piracy, people will become more loyal to you a lot faster, and it's a proven model. Thank you.
Thank you.
So your business model is basically to make the Lego or the other manufacturer outsource all of their parts so people can print them at home just 1 or 2 times.
Sort of correct. Our business model is the following. Currently, Lego and other traditional manufacturers are based on production lines, which means they do not want to outsource their parts to be open to everyone because it costs them money, which is understandable. Our model is this. 3D printers are super available right now. One costs $200, which is the total price of my kitchen stove. So a lot of people have them now. And our model is this. There's a huge community about 3D printing. We provide a model which has been designed to be 3D printable. No post-processing. You put off the printer and it's ready to hand it to Timmy. And we provide those models at a certain price, which is a lot cheaper than traditional manufacturing because there's no logistics there on our side. We provide those models, people pay for them, they own them forever. You buy one model, you own it forever. You can print as many times as you like. And of course, when a new model comes out, you may own some of the pieces, but you're not going to own all of them. So you buy the next set at a given set price. You buy a single piece if you want to have just that single piece. It's a B2C model where you pay once, own forever, and we develop a loyal client base.
How do you go towards selling? How do you find your customers, and where are you right now?
Right. So where we are right now, start with that. We already have in your hands actually models from the first set we've developed, which is a drag racer. And this is the first out of 3 models, including a 4.2B for a webinar. Now our stage is currently research and development. We're improving the ergonomics. You notice there's some sharp edges, but it's already being improved. After we're done with this, we have this webinar. We'll make a public demonstration with pre-developed models, pre-distributed. And then we're aiming to do this in Q3 and release between Q3 and Q4. What is your question other than the stage?
Yeah, who is your customer as well?
Right. So we have 5 client personas right now. I'll summarize them to 3. The first one is the hobby dad, a person who has medium income, but he's very busy. He wants to bond with his kids and have his hobbies, but he got to find to mix them both. So that person likely has enough money to own a 3D printer to spend time on that. He can use that hobby, teach his kids tech skills, and enjoy his hobby. Second one is more well in terms of finances. Students and want to be makers. So, people who are studying engineering, etc. Those people are likely abroad from Bulgaria. They have community workshops, libraries, 3D printers, etc. And they want something that know if they're going to press print because someone else's time is going to work the first time. This is why our models are designed to work from the first time. The third one is professional makers, hobbies, people who earn their money from influencers, etc. And they're just looking for a brand new cool project and a part of those huge communities which will market in as a start.
So on the unit economics, what will be the general price of one model or whatever? First, what is the margin that you're going to make? Because you're selling the design, the drawing, basically more or less, that is going to be used by the printer.
So I'll answer your question the following way. I'll give you our project finance for the first year, which is the following. Our licensing and etc. for all the software we'll need is about 9K USD per year. What we're planning is 750 sales of full sets of $20, which will earn us 15K total. And any kind of remaining revenue outside of costs, half of that will go into assets, which bring us a revenue between 5-10% return on investment per year. Now, once we go full-time, truly full-time, we of course need to have earnings, but by that point, because we're going bootstrap, by that point, our revenue would have increased, so it will not cut our margin too much.
And does this model exist anywhere? Do you copy the model? How big is the market?
Right. So as for market size, it's hard to predict because it doesn't exactly exist yet. We've seen our projects. There is another project which exists, but it's not targeted to the same group. It's more to our hardcore makers and kit bashers because it's very tiny pieces, harder to print, a big variety, but it's just one person versus the fact we have about 3 engineers and 2 designers right now, plus infrastructure. So we're aiming to have a wider market which is more accessible to those people I just mentioned.
You talk about there are 2 markets actually, two segments. One is the direct customer. That's the one who's going to pay, and that's usually the parents.
There's some echo.
Yeah.
How far should I go?
Mute for a second.
It's happened from time to time. It's happened. It's technology issue. Next startup, I hope, will provide a solution for that.
Yeah, big applause for our tech team.
Woo! They're fast and furious. Are we ready to go? Fine. Right.
So you can convince the parents to buy, but how do you address the second market?
It's only you.
It's only me, yeah?
Do you want to use my mic?
I'll write the question, Victor will ask.
I can call it.
Maybe it's my Baba Marta. Yeah. So how do you convince the kids? Because they are not going to pay, but they are actually the real customers.
I understand completely. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're aiming to make a model variety. The big selling point of Lego, well, unspecified brand name, is that they have a huge variety of models. So our main target is going to be pump out more model designs. And there is, of course, one benefit, as I mentioned earlier. If you want a red car, but you have only a blue car from Lego, you can have any color car from us, even transparent if you want.
Okay, and why don't you start producing actually Lego rather than just doing the designs? Because I think although there's a market, it's very small. I mean, not that many people have 3D printers, although it's, the numbers are growing. And what do you need actually as a startup? I mean, what are you looking for? Finances, people, whatever, what?
Wonderful questions I was actually hoping you would ask. The first one regarding why don't we just manufacture? This is a day 2 or 3 goal because our mission at the end, our why is that money should not stop creativity. And of course, just by hoping everyone has a 3D printer, which is upfront investment, isn't viable. So we are first of all going to establish a community where people can print it forward, meaning you can buy the model, ask someone else to print it, because that costs pretty much nothing to 3D print, despite what people think. Or in the future, once we have a large enough revenue and we can afford it, we're going to establish logistics centers where we actually have 3D printer farms across continents. We can just sell the actual parts to people without 3D printers. And what we need, as I mentioned earlier, we are actually going for the bootstrap approach, which means our plan can happen by ourselves. But of course, having help for that infrastructure and for that marketing is going to be crucial for us to go faster.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I want to try this toys a little bit
Just
later.
one advice.
Okay,
One
right
advice
now for me. What?
Just one advice from us. There are like 1, 2, 3, 4 investors and a very well connected guy on the table. So just ask for something. I mean, don't say that you can do everything. Ask us for something.
Sure, sure. Okay, so big applause. Do not forget to vote for your favorite startup on menti.com. And right now, for me, it's a great pleasure to say and to welcome Nikolai Mikhail from Wonder Studio. Please, big applause. Do you need assistance?
Hello. I'm good. Hi. We're starting? Okay, I'm Nick. I'm an animation director, film producer, and designer for the past 27 years. I've been teaching for 19 years in WASEC, student for Telerik Academy and Creative Software. So at Wonder Studios, we want to create these characters into compelling stories and help awareness about industrial and consumer waste through education and bringing kids and parents together. So we created a compelling story, an art installation with my partner Chudamir. He's a metal sculptor working with scrap, and we are publishing a book which we hope to happen as a series. So we have a contract with a publishing house, and we want to raise 100,000 euros in order to assemble a team and bring this to public. Thank you.
So what is the business model? I mean, basically, you want to finance a studio that will produce content, and how this is scalable? I mean, like, what is the scalability of this?
What's the scalability of creative, beautiful products?
No, I'm just asking more questions to get to better understand.
The first thing about a good product is a good creative product is a story. So we made a great story. We made this as a book. So bring this first product to market and have it as a traveling exhibition. With the traveling exhibition, we sell a lot of merchandise, hopefully. We were planning to be in Vienna in September of 2020, but obviously it wasn't possible for anyone to be in Vienna for an art show. And the business model can be into games, into apps. What I didn't mention is all the characters are made as a digital double, and there is augmented reality, both on mobile phones and tablets, and we can make, with an investment, we can make a AR book with iPad or Android tablets.
And as a business, do you see that your main revenue model comes from the physical products or from the VR? And if it comes from the physical products, can you tell us kind of the scale of it? Again, stepping on Victor's question.
Okay, so
like how many people are going to produce how many units, and you're going to sell them to which market? Kind of to imagine what.
Yep.
How do you see the business if everything goes well? You get the investment. What's the business going to look like in 1 to 2 years, for example?
So it really depends on how we can travel, because the main thing is the traveling exhibition. Through that, we have the sales and the whole interaction, because we want to talk about a traveling show in the universities, in art centers, big exhibitions. And usually in this kind of places, they're like for a week, 20 to 50,000 people. If we sell like to 1,000, we make a great case. And with the story, we want to have a series. We made the whole story as a series, and we can have a animation production. I've done lots of those. but obviously in Bulgaria it's really hard to have them.
Okay, thank you.
So one question, if you thought about doing, because again, it looks like it's not something that you want to do like a cookie cutter, like everyone will be unique and specific. So have you thought about combining it with an NFT, with the whole, unique model? So can you explain?
So the NFT, we have several advisors. One of them is the best selling NFT artist in Bulgaria. And currently collections are not really easy to make and sell. So 3 months ago, he tried to sell 8,000 collection. He sold only 1,000. So investing in NFT right now, we can do it, but maybe we'll blow like a third of the budget. And if we don't make the cut, it's really risky.
Okay, and what's the first thing that you're gonna promote? Is it the book or?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the book and then the merchandise, the
for
toys,
the
let's
book,
say,
yeah.
or
For the book, we want to create the community because we want the kids and the parents to talk about the characters. And when they like the characters, they would want the next book. And we want to have with the book courses for both for kids and adults, so they engage with the whole story and make it really interactive.
and what's your first target market? I mean, geographically.
Well, Europe.
But you
Austria,
start like
Austria,
in
Germany. As I said, we plan to be in September of 2020. I have several contacts in Austria, in Vienna, and I've been several times in Berlin.
Is it gonna be in
et cetera.
local languages or in English?
Local.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The mic, please.
Thank you. I will need that. Thank you. So the next startup for tonight is Georgi Nachev DigiBurn Health.
Ready?
The heart.
Last year, over half of the European population indicated being partially or fully in a burnout state of exhaustion. And this is before the current developments in the Ukraine started and have been accounted for. Luckily, digital therapeutics is coming up and it offers a lot of potential. Good evening, everyone. My name is Georgi, and together with a team of over 10 serial entrepreneurs and experts in vast fields over 3 different countries, we have been working on the first digital therapeutic for burnout. Over the last 2 years that we have bootstrapped, we've managed to create a patient-centric, holistic, and mostly important, scalable solution for making people burn bright instead of out. Our current traction is that we've launched the first version in November last year. The next version is coming about next week. We have received some inbound interest by Apple and got introduced to many experts and internal consultants from them. And we are starting an accelerated program next month in a Texas-based online mental health focused accelerator. Now we are looking for €500,000 for product market validation over the next 12 months, which is a necessary first step for our preparation for the clinical trials being planned later next year.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hi, can you tell us a little bit more about the science behind it, and how is it unique compared to other products that address the same burnout problem?
Thank you. So right now, there are in total 3 solutions worldwide, 2 of them being in Germany, 1 of them being in the US, addressing burnout specifically. On the other hand, there is a red ocean of lifestyle solutions which are addressing various symptoms like sleep, food, movement, and so on and so forth. What differentiates us are 3 main drivers. The first one being the holistic approach, whereby we say burnout is much more than purely an occupational phenomenon, as the World Health Organization claims it. Secondly, we say it's much more than just pure psychology or using one school of thought to actually addressing the entire thing. And thirdly, we say it's only by using data and helping the individual dig deep inside to find the correct answer that one can achieve long-lasting, sustainable change. Everything that is out there right now, not speaking about the 3 solutions that I mentioned, addresses very effectively various bits and pieces and symptomatics, which help the individual reach quick change. However, it's not a lasting one, and it just makes one feel better instead of actually helping gain a long-term solution.
I mean, the methodology that you're going to use, is it based on
It's a
some science,
combination.
some practice, or some professor? Or
Yes, so it actually stems from our multidisciplinary team. So it's a combination between psychology, behavioral science, neuro-linguistic programming, so NLP, but also vast expertise of business owners, business managers, and basically every possible stakeholder around the line, around somebody that may or already have burnout, because we say in order to really achieve a holistic and deep change, you need to consider all possible angles, both the physical and the mental one, for long-term growth.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know that today you had lengthy discussion with our team. So I already got briefed a little bit. How big is the market? I mean, like how big you can grow?
So the market is actually quite sizable. As mentioned, last year only, before we came into the current year, over half of the European population indicated being burned out. Our first target market is the German-speaking region, so DACH, and the estimate there for the total addressable market is around 10 million users. Our serviceable market we deem to be 2 million users over the next 3 years.
So who's going to pay? It's going to be insurance companies, people directly, companies will be the paying customer.
That's the sweetest part of it. So one of the reasons for us going after a clinical trial and becoming a digital therapeutic is the reason why producers of nutritions and producers of, let's say, antibiotics have slightly different agendas. So we want to build an antibiotic. Once you have the claim, once you can say, okay, I am a digital therapeutic, firstly, you have proven the efficacy and efficiency, and secondly, you can demand much higher pricing. So the beauty of the business model is that we want to pursue both B2C and B2B, whereas B2B obviously is the one, the better or the stronger way to go, where we expect the strongest growth. However, the B2C part is very important for actually gaining the needed credibility, awareness, and also the perception of being extraordinarily and also expensive. So as of today, we are starting with a very symbolic, let's say low or the average pricing for the market being €8 a month subscription. However, we would like to increase it to 40 once we have the clinical trial done and once we have the digital therapeutic designation. And in parallel, we are chasing insurers, SMEs, and any given industry that is tech-affine and has innovative DNA in its structure.
Thank you, big applause.
Thank you.
Thank you, Georgi. Actually, with Georgi, we have a long story. I know him from Health and Life Science Course of Bulgaria a little bit later. During our lovely jury, choose the best winning startup of the night. We will make a special interview just for you, and we will share more about the future of the digital therapeutics and medicine. So thank you, Georgi. You will see him a little bit later again on the stage with me. Okay, and of course, do not forget to choose and vote for your best and favorite startup on menti.com with the code number 8378001. And right now is the time to invite on the stage the WA startup, a lovely lady. Please welcome Sofia Yotova from Alter Ego. Welcome, Sophie.
Hi, good to be here. Thank you for having me. Just want to see who is changing my slides so I know where to look.
There's only one slide.
Okay, cool. Also, I can always pick it up. That's okay. Yeah, thank you. So let's do this. Okay, my time's running out. Okay, so basically I'm Sophie. I am one of the co-founders of Alter Ego. We're a creative solution for mental problems, and we started building that in December. We wanted to combine art, psychotherapy, and NFT to empower people to improve their mental health and their financial well-being by creating and selling therapeutic art as NFTs. I became the proof of concept. However, as we were working on our MVP, everything changed overnight and humanity woke up in a brand new nightmare: war. We don't have all the answers, but we have an idea how we can empower war refugees and Ukrainian war survivors to restart their lives by turning their pain into power and using the NFT technology to just restart the game. There's a lot to talk about here, but I hope I was able to at least share something useful in the 45 seconds that I used in my time.
Oops. So can you tell us about the business side to just catch up
Yes,
on to give you
of
some extra
course.
time to explain?
Thank you so
what
much.
it is?
Okay, so initially what we were planning to do was to have a 3-pillar business model that includes a subscription fee to a creative suite that we're developing that will give people tools to actually create therapeutic art. And then we would have an NFT gallery, psycho art gallery, where people will be selling their therapeutic art as NFTs, and we would be keeping 5% of each sale. This is the second pillar. And the third one is facilitating and offering to the wide public a variety of immersive digital experiences that basically help humanity cultivate these tools that we need to survive and thrive in this chaotic and uncertain time right now.
How much funding do you need?
Okay, so what we want to do, because we have in-house good stuff. My co-founder, she is a Ukrainian psychotherapist with over 15 years of professional experience, so we have that covered. We have a senior badass developer. Like, we're all ladies on the team. I'm a depression survivor. I'm like, she saved my life. We've got everything in-house. We have a crypto advisor. We have an NFT advisor. We spoke to LimeChain because we wanted them to help us build the solution, like the whole blockchain solution with the functionality for the app and the web-based platform. They quoted a price of roughly 180 to 360,000 euros just for the development, which to me, it sounds unrealistic because there's a lot of ready solutions out there that we can use as a service. So honestly, we just need to be able to pay ourselves to make this happen, because I have struggled for a decade. Like, I'm a TEDx speaker. I was on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. I did all the stuff. Like, I worked hard, I pushed and did all the things. Like, I was a person in the hustle culture, and all of these ladies were as well. And so we just want to be able to pay ourselves to make something good happen, because we're solving an actual fucking problem right now. Because I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but this is the time to say this stuff. According to the World Health Organization numbers from last year, every 40 seconds, somebody in the world took their own life. That was before the war. Things are not good. And so we know we don't have everything ready to get funded right now. But honestly, if you resonate with what I'm saying and you want to empower people, just reach out and give us ideas, give us feedback, help us find our problems and make this happen, because all of us can benefit tremendously. And the previous idea is incredible. Good luck with that. The tech wellness space is remarkable, and I love that Bulgarians are doing things like that. So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, of course. So these amazing females should introduce themselves, and I'm just going to pass the mic.
I'm an Ukrainian psychotherapist with maybe 17 years old experience.
She begged me not to speak because she was working with a patient until a few minutes ago, and that's what we do. Like, we're not polished.
Hi, I'm Anna Maria. I'm half Polish, so I'm with marketing. And
And she's an R&D ninja.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Except this, now a time, my friends are in the war in Ukraine. It's very.
My name is Annika, and I'm a web developer, and I have over 10 years experience in software engineering.
So yeah, we know what we're doing. We can make it happen. We just need somebody to believe in us and just like give us the context to keep pursuing that, really. And honestly, like something that I want to tell you, I was thinking about your amazing space, and I saw that you were supporting the refugees in some way. I didn't get into the details, but I was thinking that we can facilitate art therapy sessions for anyone who needs psychological support right now, because a lot of people do, and we would do that for free. Like basically, this can be the use case that shows how this works. We proved it through me, like I was the proof of concept. I'm officially a collected NFT artist with like collectors from several continents, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying it because this model works, and why not replicate it? You know, people can actually start living a better life in this context, and we all need that.
Thank you, girls. You are lovely, and your idea is fantastic. Yes, Emil, come on stage, because 2 days ago he was full with children toys. Yeah, please share. Very small, in 1 minute, because we are limited time, you know. But
Yeah, so
I think it's this moment.
thanks. I wasn't prepared to it, and thank you for this emotional speech. It was a proof that there is no need to question anything. Actually, not 2 days ago, I'm saying it's not really us, because the only thing we did is put a Facebook post that we need help with Russian or Ukrainian teachers, and maybe even toys will help. And in 1 day, really 24 hours, between 20 and 30 people, and then we stopped counting, came with toys. We tell them in the phone, please don't buy toys, bring whatever you don't use. People bought 5 or 6 albums for painting, obviously just for the kids. And we found the Ukrainian teachers. We found a ballet teacher that teaches them ballet. The band that sang in our birthday came to teach them to play guitar. A dentist will come to teach them how to brush the teeth. Anything. Now their mothers and fathers will most likely benefit of psychological help. So it was a great thing of how strong is the community, the Bulgarian community, and how it's open and willing to help. So it's a big chapeau for the Bulgarian people, really. We saw it on first.
Thank you, Emil, for your amazing work and your team. They're one of the most family and heartless people that I know. So right now, the fun part for the jury is finished. It's over.
Yeah,
they
we should
will
work now.
go to work, and of course, we will expect them to share with us in 10 minutes who is the big winner. Meanwhile, yeah. Yeah. You want to?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so
speak on mic.
meanwhile, probably Atanas, you are strong?
No.
You feel strong to that?
No.
Come on, I see that
Never.
you're strong guy.
No.
I need chair on this stage.
Okay, cheers.
No, it doesn't work. Okay,
Let's go.
so let's relieve the jury, and of course, stay with us, because a fantastic interview will coming up in
Yeah, and you saw the power of this stage. So wait
30
5
seconds.
minutes.
Okay, just to find the chair. I promise to back in 5.
We've lost dancing. This year we've had to lose our space. We've lost dancing. All these things that we took for granted. We've lost dancing. This year we've had to lose our space, we've lost dancing. We've lost hugs with friends and people that we loved. All these things that we took for granted. We've lost dancing. We've lost dancing. If I can live through, we've lost dancing. This next 6 months. We've lost dancing. Day by day. We've lost dancing. If I can live through this, we've lost dancing. What comes next will be marvelous.
Back to us. Me and Georgi Nachev. No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, now it's okay. Okay, welcome back. As I promised you, right now we'll make a fantastic conversation with Georgi Nachev about the future of the digital therapeutic and digital medicine. But first, I want to ask him, how big actually is the problem with the burnout among the people?
Well, burnout exists or has been of our knowledge since 1970s. However, in the last years, it has been increasing due to multiple factors. And since Corona came in, it has only got worse. And as mentioned just before, this is before accounting for the current war in Ukraine and all the other difficulties that will inevitably have a huge impact on our mental well-being.
What are the first symptoms? Because I'm sure that probably I'm burning out, but not sure. How to know?
For sure. Yeah, that's actually another funny thing. The label burnout is becoming somehow trendy. So everybody who doesn't know what's going on says, "Oh, I'm burning out."
Like me.
But yeah, joke aside, actually, it's a serious thing. Luckily, it's not all that serious if treated early on in the process. So some symptoms are usually work-related loss of interest, decrease in drive, harder time to really get focused, lack of interest for our colleagues, and so on and so forth. So one of the differentiating factors between burnout and classical depression is that they have a lot of similarities. However, the burnout syndrome is more work-related in the general case.
Yeah. Okay. The solution is great, but typically, as people taking all the disease that are connected with psychology or mental disease like something human to human, how actually the digital world supporting this process and how it's working?
Exactly. So human to human keyword is very spot on. One of the issues with psychological help in general, especially in Western societies, is the lack of access and availability. So right now, if I would be living in Germany or Austria, and I for some reason decide that I not only am aware of something going on with me, but I also have the courage to tell myself, okay, I need to go to the psychologist. From this moment, the waiting time is 8 months.
Wow.
Until my first appointment. Secondly, not all psychological conditions are recognized by the Social Security, and even the ones that are. And given I have waited for those 8 months to get my first appointment, Usually they're reimbursed only partially, around 25% in the average case. And if for some reason I don't like that specific psychologist after I have waited for 8 months, well, I need to wait for another 6 to 8 to get another one. So access is crucial. What we have been building over the last 2 years here is entirely new and highly innovative, exactly in the sense that it's human machine already from day zero. Everything that we do is with scalability in mind. And yes, it has been concepted by experts, various different disciplines. However, the fundamental pre-assumption is that the communication and the whole process is always going to be human machine, so that it can be scalable, it can be accessible, it works 30 days, 24 hours, 30 days. And
not get tired,
doesn't get tired,
get nervous, like
doesn't get
usual,
nervous.
yeah?
Plus, it's fully anonymous and much easier to trust, which is also another stigmatized kind of situation, going to somebody and speaking out loud. So we are building out even this additional border that otherwise individuals need to overcome. And then, just to give a sneak peek towards the future, the greater vision is actually going the path towards metaverse and making a virtual psychological cabinet or even a psychological clinic, which can treat a vast array of different conditions. Because nowadays what we have been developing and what we're launching next week is more app-based, which despite being available globally, it's still quite local, because in order to actually make it successful, it needs localization. It needs a lot of different steps to get it into the hands of the users. And all of this is going to be solved quite soon by simply doing the whole thing also over Meta.
Well, you mentioned virtual reality. So this is probably the next step of the mental illness, or how do you imagine?
So in general, for mental well-being, the first step is already being done, and this is the process of the digitalization. So as mentioned earlier in the pitches, there is a huge array of various different solutions for overall well-being, for mental well-being, also the ones that are not therapeutic. They are on themselves also super important for addressing various needs, but also for reaching that awareness and preparing the user, educating the user that this is actually possible. So for example, starting with COVID, telemedicine has been up and coming. So a lot of different specialists have started working on the distance, and this proves being quite successful. Now with what we are working on, we are saying, okay, this is a great first step. Now we want to digitalize it even more, make it even more scalable, and ensure it's absolutely objective, data-driven, patient-centric, and based on the real-world data. So everything that we offer you as a solution, we can track in real time. How much do you actually adhere to it? How much does it help you? Are you doing any progress? And then we can regulate the next steps and ensure that every invested minute on your end brings enough added value and helps you come further down the line on your personal growth journey.
Fantastic. Wow. Yeah, the future is quite near. I know that you are part of Biotech Atelier, which is the biggest actually event, not only in Bulgaria, but right now there is a different edition with the Nordic, with Austria, and many more. And during those events, actually, we met the future now. I heard a lot about the procedures medicine and how technology actually supporting the medicine. What do you think are we closer to better health using technology, or it is a long process to go there? And probably some interesting cases, because I know that you have a lot.
Exactly. So the process has started. I think the future has already come. We don't need to speak about future coming down at some point. It's already here. Initiatives like Biotech Atelier and also a bunch of others make sure to spread innovation globally between countries, but also between interdisciplinary, and ensuring that science and business are working better hand in hand. So thanks for the shout out. Actually, it was, what was that, yesterday or the day
2
before?
days ago.
2 days
Yeah, I was
ago.
there. I was there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I think I was there as well. So we had a bunch of interesting digital therapeutics and digital health sessions, and yeah, the field is just propping up. So right now, as of today, there I believe 30, or at least last month there were 30 subscription-based treatments approved in Germany for being prescribed, and in average around, yeah, I don't know, 2 to 5 every month are being added to that list. So we expect that over the course of the next 2 years, digital therapeutics, from the exotic term that it is being today, is going to slowly start becoming a household name, and yeah, no-brainer go-to for various conditions, amongst which, yeah, one very curious one, vaginitis, was introduced, was certified end of last year, yeah, which helps women gain back their pleasure of certain activities and avoid pain, which it's mind-blowing how many different areas. So some of the areas, just to give a couple of examples, various mental health conditions, ADHD, so lack of concentration, physical stuff like rehabilitation after an operation, for example, even substances and addictions. So, for example, the accelerator that I mentioned in the US is started by 2 people that, yeah, were addicted and had substance issues. So, yeah, substances also being treated by digital therapeutics. Female health, quite a lot has already given out. So, yeah, we can only imagine there is so much more to come, and a lot of different medicinal areas and healthcare areas are still to be tackled and solved.
And the last thing, because I'm sure that, and I hope that we will inspire at least 2-3 person actually that are watching this event, hopefully, if they decide to release the startup dealing with the digital therapeutic, can you please share 1 to 3 steps, advices, something very crucial from where to start, at least?
Yeah, sure. So the classical startup mantra is valid here as well. So get your prototype as quickly as possible and get into the hands of the users and start measuring and see whether it actually works or not. I would definitely recommend networking and finding out which are those couple of organizations on European level or maybe even US level that are uniting the interests of
national, please. I'm sorry. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are a bunch of good organizations. If you happen to be in digital health, feel free to reach out. I'll send you a couple of references that make sure to really enable different players to communicate and to learn from one another, because digital therapeutics right now, being extremely novel, being honest that there are probably less than 50 in existence in Europe, nobody really understands. It's also the investors what I'm expecting to get as feedback. And not only in Bulgaria, also in other areas, not investors, not doctors, not entrepreneurs, almost nobody really understands what is a digital therapeutic, what actually makes it one, and what is the path to success. There are so many different requirements, regulatory, testing, data, privacy, and whatnot. So the sooner you get talking to somebody that has already gained some traction and experience, the better. Go there, reach out, find out whose brain is best to pick, and start preparing for a very complicated, complex, challenging journey already from day 0. But on the other hand, obviously the opportunity is huge. So yeah, just do the first step.
Well, thank you. Always the good thing having their end. So big applause for Georgi to sharing with us this amazing know-how. Thank you, Georgi. I'm sure that Atanas is coming for the chairs. And thank you. This is my scream for help.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now is the big moment, and it's time to invite Emil Shikirjinski on this stage next to the unicorn. Giuseppe. Yeah, come on the stage, come on. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Actually, this guy was behind the stage all the time and do the dirty job. So big applause for Giuseppe again. And he have interesting things to share with us.
Thank you. Wasn't very dirty and or difficult, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Just wanted to show appreciation for everyone who participated from home or from here with their phones and used this very new feature we have. So, microphone down. Yes, sorry. Okay, so very happy to notice that people loved two startups equally. So we have an ex aequo here. We have Alter Ego and DigiBarn Health. So it seems that mental health is recognized as very important. Glad to see that. I hope also our investors will agree, and I wish them good luck. Good luck to the other startups. Thank you for sharing your wonderful ideas here, and I hope the market, users, and investors will agree with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Is it time for a meal already? Is it time?
I'm not sure.
Not. Okay.
Yeah, we can wait for a meal a little bit more.
Minute, 2, 3, 5.
5 minutes, yeah, 5
Okay.
minutes. Do you have
Come on
something
the
to say?
stage, Emil, and big applause for
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. So there is a thing that kind of always I tell it. It was very hard decision because many startups deserves the price. Again, we're giving this prize not according to what is the best startup, not in terms of investor, what will bring the money back the fastest, but actually what our grant will help the most. So our grant basically is credits for the co-working. You can use it for co-working, for office. You can use it for events-based to launch your product, to bring your clients. And also we used to bring also co-living and hotel that you can, there are some startups that have been using the hotel as well, and usually startups not from Sofia, but currently the hotel is full with the Ukrainian people. So it's only co-working and event space. Actually, we have two prizes to give, and they're almost the same. It was very hard to decide who will get it. I will not ask you like I do, what do you think, who is the winner, because these are the results. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we will use it even in the future. This, by the way, this was brought to us by Sales Hookup. This thing he brought us, his idea. So bravo for him. He did not put a bug to push him up, so it's bravo for this as well. Okay, so one prize of 3,000 leva will go to DigiBurn. Come on stage. Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you.
We figured out, we talked with the VCs that you talked with to really understand what you need. And it seems that you will have a use in event space launching your product. So it should be enough for about 4 to 5 events that you can bring the corporate, show them their product, do a demo. I think it will be benefit.
Amazing.
So we'll
Thank
see
you.
each other. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. And I will call you back on stage, and 4,000 leva in credits will go to the 4 ladies. Come on stage. This is, I think, the second time in a row that ladies conquer pitch to pitch. So bravo, it might tell something.
I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna quickly say that I didn't know I was gonna be on this stage until today, like
Until
literally
30 minutes before.
Until 30 minutes before I stepped on it. I wasted like a quarter of my time because I didn't know it was running, but I guess important problems need solutions, and thank you for recognizing that, and to these super women here for just, grinding it out, because that's how you do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll help you not just with event space, but also with mentoring. There are enough blockchain developers here, and I think you will not need to spend at 180, 360. I think we'll be able to post it in our group, and people from this building will help you to write a simple contract, and it should be running.
Amazing.
Good luck. Thanks. Now let's wait on stage. Come everybody on stage. Come everybody on stage for the classical
All the
picture.
startups.
Come Nikki. Come 3D Bricks. I'm losing someone. Come.
Do we allow jury members also on the stage?
No, if there is a space, but yeah, come. The classical photo of pitch to pitch. Come. Hi there. Is someone taking pictures? Yeah. Who's taking the pictures?
Everywhere.
Okay, look everywhere. Cheese.
You are attacking us.
The best picture will be posted in the website. Okay, on 3. Money. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. The winners will teach me some jokes about mental health, but that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining, and bye.
And see you on the next 11.
Yeah, see you next time.